Since the state's founding, it was continuously governed by Kim Il-sung, around whom an extensive cult of personality of a quasi-divine character developed. The family cult was complemented by the cult of his son, Kim Jong-il, who continued practices of dynastic glorification and expanded the reach of state propaganda. After Kim Jong-il's death, the cult passed to his son, Kim Jong-un, which cemented dynastic continuity and legitimized the rule of a single family. Already in the first years of state activity, portraits of Kim Il-sung began to be displayed alongside images of Lenin and Stalin. The university founded in 1946 in the capital was named after Kim Il-sung, emphasizing his central role in national life. The celebrations of Kim Il-sung's 60th birthday in 1972 reinforced the cult by introducing new state orders and rituals of veneration. The Constitution adopted on the 27th of December 1972 contained passages glorifying the merits and virtues of Kim Il-sung. The Constitution included provisions describing Kim Il-sung as the son of the nation and the source of unity, attributing to him almost divine qualities in official discourse. The study of Kim Il-sung's biography became a basic element of the school curriculum, and his quotations were to open every official treatise and speech. Portraits of the leader were hung at the entrances to institutions and above the platforms of small railway stations. Damage to a portrait of Kim Il-sung in the 1960s caused personal tragedy and the flight of officials, revealing the brutality of social expectations. Kim Il-sung's image already appeared on banknotes in 1978, and subsequent issues placed his likeness and places associated with his origin. Hundreds of monuments and obelisks dedicated to Kim Il-sung were erected across the country, and the first sculpture was already installed in December 1949. The Triumphal Gate, built in 1982, contains reliefs and symbolism devoted to the songs and life of Kim Il-sung. Stone inscriptions on rocks and huge engravings of the leader's name in the mountains were intended to fix his memory for future generations. Every place of rest or visit by Kim Il-sung was often surrounded by monuments and obelisks documenting dates and details of his visits and stops. Juche was born as an ideology opposing imported Marxism and over time was transformed into the official state doctrine with a unique genealogy. The term Kim Il-sungism emerged through the efforts of his successor and was introduced into the official political language as the ideological foundation of the regime. In 1982 in Pyongyang, a monument to the Juche idea was unveiled made of 25,550 stones. Kumsusan, the place of repose of Kim Il-sung, was declared the supreme temple of Juche and treated as the center of the state cult and a national memorial. In 1997, the Juche calendar was introduced, beginning to count years from the date of Kim Il-sung's birth. Kim Il-sung's birthday, celebrated as the Day of the Sun, became the most important state holiday and an element of national rituals uniting society. After Kim Il-sung's death in 1994, a 3-year mourning period was declared, and his residence was transformed into a national memorial mausoleum. Mass gatherings beneath the mountain confirmed mass mourning and demonstrated social participation in the leader's commemorative ceremonies. In subsequent decades, the policy of glorification expanded to the generation of Kim Jong-il's son, whose life and deeds were written into the canon of education and mass culture. The official biography of Kim Jong-il presents a magical and heroic picture of his birth and life events meant to emphasize his exceptional fate and destiny. Kim Jong-il's birthday was declared a state holiday, and annual celebrations were begun, which became a political and identity-building instrument. Banknotes bearing images of places associated with the leader's births were issued as elements deepening the mythology and material references to the dynasty's history. After Kim Jong-il's death, a national mourning was declared, and state media described natural phenomena as expressions of sorrow and of nature sharing in the nation's grief. The names and images of both leaders were commemorated in sculptures and monuments, and joint portraits became elements of propagandistic displays of unity and continuity. The inclusion of foreign symbols and gifts in museum displays was intended to confirm international recognition and the diplomatic value of the Kim's authority. Statistics of gifts presented to the leaders were counted in the hundreds of thousands of items, suggesting a global scale of recognition and homage. Towers of immortality and obelisks were erected across the country as permanent signs of remembrance and tools of ceremonial legitimation of the leaders. Cultivation of plants named after the leaders and their propagation across the country served as symbolic extensions of memory and homage to the dynasty. Accounts showing foreign dignitaries' admiration for Kim Il-sung were used by state media to confirm the leader's status on the international stage. After each deceased leader, the state carried out spectacular acts of honoring, including awarding titles, orders, and constructing memorial monuments. Equestrian monuments and epic tales of the leader's deeds became elements of the cultural canon and sources of official narratives about the greatness of the state. The image of the Kim clan played a central role in the political system, and its sacrality was utilized to legitimize the monopoly of power. Educational media and architectural mechanisms interacted to create a comprehensive system of remembrance and celebration of the leader's achievements. The leaders became symbols of national identity, and their cult integrated society around a shared narrative of exceptionalism and independence. Over time, the dynasty's mythology consolidated, creating an elaborate network of institutions, rituals, and memory artifacts that permanently entered the public space. Book biographies, songs, monuments, and ceremonies formed a coherent system of legitimization aimed at building the uninterrupted authority of the Kim family.